Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, so this is it. If we win today, we could theoretically become champions. Menegon's on the left side. Shu Weijie, who came up with to me the other day and was upset because he hasn't been playing, is on the right side, also playing wingback. Two guys at unfamiliar positions. We'll see what happens. And we are 14 points up with, I think 6 games left, including this one, which means that if we do win today, we should be going up as champions. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that ends up coming to pass or not. We are in blue today, of course, playing against Taiwan Futuro, who we have beaten twice now this season. This is last year's champion, and it would be so fitting for us to try to win this against the champion from last year. Menegon there on that ball over his head looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. You can see there, too, that we've actually had fans show up, which is a difference here. Lichaba with the great save, and that's exactly the start that we were looking for. It's funny, my wife is from Taiwan, and I told her the other day that I was doing this save, and she looked at me like I was crazy, and I realized that she probably never realized that Taiwan actually has a football league. And I told her, well, it's okay, it's realistic because we never get more than about 100 fans show up in the game. Wensure How with the shot is over everybody's head. And so if you're ever wondering if Football Manager was realistic, now you know the truth. That was a pretty good movement by us, but Wensure How, unfortunately, I don't think he has much goal scoring left in him. We ended up releasing, actually, the guy, our 18-year-old who was supposed to be the next striker. We released him because he ran into that problem that we see with so many of these young kids in Taiwan where they have a bad match. You tell them they had a bad match, and then they get really upset with you. So, I'm not going to stand for that, so I just got rid of him. No questions asked, and Bamba has given up a penalty, and there's a chance that we may end up going down 1-0 here, which is a problem. I'm not sure if that was a good or bad penalty to give up, and Lichaba has made the save, so I guess that was a great penalty to give up. I said I wasn't so sure if that was a good or bad penalty to give up because the guy had Bamba completely beat. I don't think there was much else he could have done, and that would have been a goal probably no matter what, so you might as well do what you have to do. And Menegon almost gives up another one. Fortunately for us, there's no call, and that header is over everybody's head. Here's Wensure How now with the free kick. Kicks this one forward to Wang Chunshen. Can't find him. And we need to get back on this and get this ball back and try to attack. There's Wang Chunshen. He heard me. There it is forward to Wensure How, who doesn't really get much of a shot off at that. And this is the reason why I've been saying I think that he has been basically, I think he's at the end of his line here. Now remember, beside this game, we do have 5 more games left in this season. So this isn't like, if we lose this game, some bad thing's going to happen. I mean, we're going to still win the league. It would just be nice for us to continue the winning streak and to keep dominating other teams the way that we have been. But, we'll see what happens. This is Chen Zhihong for Taichung, and he ends up knocking that one over everybody's head, and it amounts to a whole bunch of nothing. Wensure How, again, as predicted, is having a very, very poor match, there's no score. We really should be on top of this match. So we'll see what ends up happening here. A lot of guys playing out of position. The reason why Menegon was playing on the left is because what's-his-name, who we had there on the left side, just isn't getting it done. He's having poor matches every single time out, and so I figure we might as well try something new and try something at least somewhat creative. Lingguan dealt with it over to Ndaye, and it's intercepted. Chen Chengju over with it to Ndaye, and his pass is intercepted. And so it looks like we're just having a hard time getting on the same page here today. We have had a couple of good attempts, so it's not like everything is lost. But this is not as good as we'd been playing before. And Chen Zhihong here with it from a good angle and ends up just missing everything. Fortunately for us, we took all the players who are actually able to play football and put them on our squad, so it's a little bit hard for the other teams to compete. As you can see here, they're getting all sorts of shots on goal that are missing everything and are flying wildly as if they didn't know where the goal was. And so our shooting needs to be a little bit better than this. Bamba, you've had a bad match. It's okay. I'm not going to take you out. We're going to leave you in. The question is, what are we going to do about this guy? Who do we put in? Because none of these guys are really quite good enough. I think Gao Weijie is going to go back in, and we'll give him a shot in the second half and sort of see where we can go from there. Shu Weijie, as expected, is... he's playing well. It's Wang Chunshen. It's the back that's not playing so well. Shu Weijie is actually playing better than I thought he would. Menegong is playing okay. Remember, these guys are in completely unfamiliar positions. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. At least Xu Wenjie knows how to play on that right side. Menegong, I don't think, has ever played on the left side in his life. So we'll see what he can do. If he's as good as they say he is, though, he'll be able to figure it out. Wang Chunxian with it over, looking for Ndaye, can't find it, but Menegong is there. So that, I mean, it looks pretty good. He's doing what he needs to be doing. He's getting the ball, and that's all we want to do. Gao Weijie is nervous on his debut, so apparently this is the first time that he's played for us, and we have him here in a pretty important situation. This is what I get for knowing exactly who all the players on my team are. It's what the masters of Football Manager tell you don't do. You need to know who every player is, and there is a Chikatara with the goal, and it's 1-0 for Taichung. And this makes me want to demand more from this team. This is pretty bad, and it's possible the winning streak here comes to an end. I think we've won something like 12 in a row. I can't remember exactly how many it's been. But we need to do much better than that. That was pretty poor by our defenders, and Li Chaba also really should be doing better than that. Xu Weijie having a poor match now, and so he's taking some of the blame for that. There's Ndaye over to Gao Weijie, who was fouled, and there is no call, and I'm surprised that there was no call on that one. That I thought was pretty blatant. Chen Chengju is then fouled from behind by Hassan, but he had the ball and didn't know what he was doing with it. So as is so often the case in Football Manager, it is the domestic players who are playing poorly, and it almost doesn't matter where you go in the amateur or the semi-pro world in Football Manager. Usually your native players will be awful, and then you rely almost exclusively on your foreigners to actually get something done, which is, I think, a big problem with the way that the game's designed, because it's just not as much fun if it's that way. We've headed this corner out, but we need to get the ball back because we really need to get 2 goals. I want to win, and this is not looking very good. And there is the second for Chikatara, unless he's offside. Now they're going to call him onside, and that was really bad. And I haven't even gotten the first shout out yet. So, yeah, this is looking really, really poor from our defense, and Cai Yuting's having an awful match. 2 of those guys back there are playing poorly. Xu Weijie is probably going to be released because if he's not able to play, this is the only place that we have for him to go. He's probably just going to be completely released. So what we'll do first is we're going to shout. We're actually going to berate the team. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I just did. And we're going to start making massive changes here. Menegong, you're going to go over to the right side, and over on the left side. So, yeah, Xu Weijie wanted to start more matches. We will put Yan Yiming on. He's not much better. Cai Yuting is going to be fine. I'm probably going to fine him 2 weeks' wages, and we're going to replace everybody that we can, until the end. I guess we'll keep Bamba on, even though he gave up that penalty. But the back is playing really, really poorly. Let's see here. All right, let's see if that does something. That's the first time I've done one of those team talks through a substitute, so we'll see what happens. See if we can get this turned around a little bit. But yeah, Xu Weijie is going to probably be just released. I mean, if he's incapable of playing the position that I want him to play, then we're not going to hear anything more from him. And I'm not scared of releasing players who are not playing well. There are more than enough poor players in this country. Yan Yiming throws to Ndaye, back to Yan Yiming, whose pass is intercepted as usual, and this gives them a chance to attack. And we're playing a whole bunch of guys in the back who never played before, and it showed there. Donkor just sort of runs by that tackle like there's nothing to it. Man, we didn't even see the beginning of that corner. I don't know what's going on. Looks like Football Manager is starting to take its revenge out on me or something like that. Yan Yiming knocks this back out for another corner. So, I mean, the 2 touches I've seen him get have not been good. He has not done positive things. He's done negative things for the team so far, and is not playing the way he should. Here's Chen Chengju, and they're going to let this one continue. He needs to slow it up. There we go. He finds Yan Yiming, which is not the player you want to find. And let's see what he does now to get the ball intercepted. Oh, no, he actually does find a player this time. So it could be worse. And Silla just can't get to that ball, and we're just looking really, really poor and really, really sloppy. So as I said, the 2-week fines are going to come out this time because this is the match that could have won us the league title. And I'm not really a fan of screwing around and holding people's hands. You either play well or you get fined majorly. And if you don't like it, then you're released. That's the way it works. We go find somebody else who wants to play. Still 2-0 as that shot missed, fortunately. And let's see what happens from here. Menegong is feeling frustrated, and we're going to have a pretty rough team talk here at the end. 2-0 is going to be the final score since we can't seem to get the ball in or near or around the goal. There's Ndaya with the header, and that looks a lot worse than his headers have looked recently. And this looks like a team that's really in desperate need of a striker and is in desperate need of players who actually are interested in playing. And Wu Mengchi, it just looks awful. See, this is where I wish I had drawn this team up better, because then we'd have some defenders waiting on the bench who actually want to play. 0.66 XG. We did dominate possession, didn't do anything with it. Poor average rating, and that's the end of this one. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.